Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eternity's Embrace podcast number 2, second one. Today we're going to be going over a few topics. I'm sure Raptor has some topics he wants to talk about as well. Let's go over mine first. We'll be talking about the season. If you're not living under a rock, you might know that we're in season 11. I mean, nothing really happened, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't notice. We're also going to go over controller remapping. We finally got that. How exciting. We're going to be going over dungeon rewards. There was a dungeon that dropped. I'm sure most people know that. We're going to be talking about the DCV as well, Destiny Content Vault, and the locations that we're losing. So, go ahead, Raptor.
So what are we starting with? We're going to start with...
Start with the season.
We'll start with the season. Alright,
Mm-hmm.
So Season 11 dropped yesterday, and to everyone's surprise, they did release a dungeon day 1, which is way more than I thought we would ever get in a season.
Yeah.
I'm happy we got the dungeon, and initial completions look like you can keep running the dungeon over and over for non-powerful armor drops, but the armor drops drop with high stat levels, which I find very helpful, as farming high stat levels in any other activity is very annoying. Really appreciate this move from Bungie.
Assuming that is actually what we're getting, and not that it's a glitch. Hopefully it is. That'd be nice if it was. Yeah, I mean, we got a public event. It's Gambit the public event, which is what we're loading into right now. You might see it. Hopefully, if I don't sever the audio from the video and overlay it with something else.
Hopefully we can get some more people too, so we can actually get some completions with this.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It's Gambit. It's just a public event Gambit.
It's public event Gambit. It feels familiar though. I feel like I know what I'm doing. It's not like...
Well, yeah, it's Gambit. We've all played Gambit.
I feel like it's easier than the Season of the Worthy one.
Yes, it is definitely easier than the Season of the Worthy one. Seraph Towers were atrocious.
I know right now it's probably not, because we're all under leveled, and Heroic is 1040, which is a nightmare, but that'll be fixed when we're all higher level.
Yeah, should be fixed when we're all higher leveled. Let's see, what else have we got here? There's champions in it. That's pretty annoying. Everybody loves champions. They're my favorite addition to Bungie, or to Destiny. Excuse me. To no one's surprise, there's champions. Not happy with Bungie on that part, but whatever. I'm gonna deal with it. Let's see what else we got. We got the dungeon. I think we already talked about the dungeon. Pretty challenging. Let's see here.
Initial impressions. The level up system. I like the Umbrella engrams. I really do. A fantastic level up system.
Yeah.
The thing I'm concerned with is the I can't remember the phase. Forget the name of it, but it's the phase collector or something where you have to turn in your items to try to level it up, similar to how the Rasputin bunker works.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta... yeah, I forgot about that. We have more obelisk / Rasputin bunker things attached to the season, and another useless seasonal currency. Again. Which... meh. If they're trying to make it an MMO, that's fine. It is annoying that they're taking them out every season and we can't do anything with them afterwards. But... it's their game, they can decide what they want to do with it. So, there's that. Yeah, there is. Let's see what else have we got.
And a barrier Colossus right here. Got it.
What else have we got? Next up. God damn. Next up on the list. Go ahead.
Go straight to DCV if we wanted to.
Go to DCV. We can talk about the dungeon first. That's what was next on the list.
Alright.
Next up on the list, we got the... Oh, no, excuse me. Controller remapping was next up on the list. Everybody was pretty excited about... Well, not everybody. A lot of people were pretty excited about controller remapping. I really didn't care. I would have rather had field of view slider. Seeing as I've played this game for 1,400 hours and I hardwired the controls. But, you know, for newer players that are never played Bungie or a Destiny game, I'm sure that's helpful. They can hard tune it to some other game that they've played before, and we'll play more than Destiny. Which I want to touch on new players again near the end of the podcast, because I was talking about doing some research earlier and I saw something I was a little frightened about. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Controller mapping, it's cool. It kind of broke sprint for a lot of people. I know some people weren't affected, and some people were. I was one of the people that was affected. It's very annoying. But that fix is already coming out. They've already talked about fixing it. We'll see how long it takes them, because it's not making them any money or not losing them any money, so I'm sure they don't care too much.
I would expect it pretty soon. Looking at Twitter today, a lot of high-profile streamers were complaining about this, and in that population, it's going to get fixed pretty soon.
The elite are annoyed about it, so it'll get fixed immediately.
The elite are annoyed. So I'd expect something pretty soon. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping sooner than later, because it kind of threw me off quite a bit. I'm using Dune Marchers instead of my Peacekeepers because I can't do my running and stuff. So I just had to use Dune Marchers to run fast. Let's see, what else have we got? Already talked about Sprint Glitch, Dungeon Rewards. So, sure some people knew, to a lot of people's delight, Destiny and Bungie said they were moving away from Eververse armors, and they're putting them in the game as aspirational content. We're getting that aspirational content in the dungeon. So the Daito armor was the Eververse set, put in the dungeon as another reward you can get. It's cool, I guess. I mean, I never really cared about the Eververse armor because most of it sucked usually. Last season's was alright for hunters and warlocks. Well, was it last season or this season? Yeah, it was last season. Looking like pimps. Titans were wearing a trash bag, basically.
They went to Goodwill, okay? They had to go to Goodwill.
Yeah, they had to go to Goodwill. The crown addiction's really getting to them. But they put that in the dungeon so you can get the Eververse armor out of it. They have a Trials of the... or not Trials, they have a 9-themed armor, which is nice. I only like the helmet. The rest of it kind of sucks to me, but a lot of people enjoyed it. In my opinion, they kind of dropped the ball. So they put a bunch of old weapons in. So no new weapons out of the dungeon, just old weapons that we've already had before. Which if they would have put in... Go ahead.
I don't quite agree with you that they dropped the ball. People, you gotta keep in mind the dungeon is free for the season. You don't have to buy the season pass.
Let me finish what I was gonna say. Instead of putting in escalation protocol weapons and Hoost Glow again, even though we've had 3 Hoost Glows, one from Black Armor, one of the original ones, and then we had one in Warmind, I think is what it was. Instead of doing another Hoost Glow and bringing it back again, we could have had Trials of the 9 weapons come back. I mean, I'm sure some freaking hardcore people would be pissy that their Year 1 weapons are, you know, getting shelled out in the dungeon, but honestly, who cares? It's a 9-themed dungeon. Why do we not have Trials of the 9 weapons? Doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you there. I understand. I jumped the gun there.
That's fine.
But people have been asking. There we go. People have been asking for random world high Kalos weapons ever since
for a long time. That's fine.
And so I'm happy they're in the game, and I'm happy they're in a free piece of content. It's good that Bungie made the dungeon free. In regards to the armor sets, they should have just left the Trials one in. And what they should have done is they should have made a quest for the season for the armor to be a pinnacle drop.
Right.
The Daito armor. They should have just had it be like a ritual set of armor or something. I don't change the name later, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking. 2 sets of armor makes it really hard to focus grind that armor in the dungeon, but which I'll still be playing it because both sets of armor look phenomenal. It's great armor.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have implemented it in a different way.
Yeah. They definitely could have done something. I don't know. When all we have so far, I don't think we're getting anything else except for later in the season, since we have 100 days in this season. As of, well, take a step back. If you look at Light GG, you will see the core content armor sets, the Vanguard armor, the Drift, or the Gambit armor, and the Crucible armor, as well as Iron Banner armor, for all the characters, has a Season of the Arrival icon on it, leading me to believe that at some point in this season, and Raid armor. Raid armor all has Season of the Arrival. So I think we're going to get not reskinned. We're going to be able to grind our weapons and other things again from raids and core content. I don't know how to feel about that. Kind of annoyed, but whatever, I guess.
I did want to point this out today.
Mm-hmm.
There are weapons in the database that are not showing correct light levels. Bungie's for Last Wish and Garden. Bungie acknowledged that and are going to fix it. And another thing that happened today is that the gnawing hunger that is in the World Loot Pool engram is different than the ones that you have from Reckoning, and they have different power, like power sunset. So like the ones from the Reckoning sunset at 1060, and the ones from the World Loot Pool sunset at 10 or 1360. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here, if Bungie misstepped or just forgot to put something in, because there was a tweet from Deej on Reddit, I believe, where he said that if weapons were reissued, they would have different perks, but this Gnawing Hunger set does not have any different perks. A little confusion there, and I would like some clarification from Bungie on this at some point.
So when we're done with this event, I want you to go to your collections and I want you to look at Gnawing Hunger.
Okay.
Because
my collections.
Your collections tab. I want you to look at Gnawing Hunger, and I want you to look at Night Watch. I want you to look at Lonesome. And this is what I was talking about earlier with being a little worried. Because...
and if... Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
And if this is what they are doing, then yeah, your concerns are 100% warranted, because this should not happen. Because I have a God Roll Gnawing Hunger from Reckoning, Overflow Rampage, that I enjoy a lot, but if I have to regrind those, that's not okay.
Right.
That's not okay. They need to adjust this fast, or they need to let us know something fast so they can figure out what's actually going on.
Right. But we'll talk about that a little more once this event is done. Yeah, this podcast might not be as good as the first one, because the first one was fucking top tier. It's the best podcast I've ever watched in my entire life. But let's see. Oh wow, discipline focused Umbral Engram. Poggers.
Oh wow, I got
and a blue. Fuck yeah.
That's a little weird. Okay, so go collections.
Go to collections.
Handfuls. Gnawing Hunger. Okay, let's see it.
So we already talked about last podcast. We talked about how veteran players, well, I don't know if we talked about that last podcast. We were talking about it yesterday. I've talked about it for a while. How the veteran players are being shunned out to make way for the new light players. And in my opinion, I think it is because they want to resell new light players' old content that they have no idea. I mean, they wouldn't know that Gnawing Hunger came from Season of the Drifter, because when you look at the tab, it says Gnawing Hunger came from Season of the Arrival. And there isn't another Gnawing Hunger here in the list. There's not another Nightwatch on the list. Nightwatch says it came from Season of the Arrival. Lonesome says it came from Season of the Arrival. And there's not another one in here. And that worries me quite a bit, because how are these new light players going to know that this is content we've already had before? It's just they literally just pulled it from it and put it, slapped a sticker on it, said, "Oh, this came from Season of the Arrival. This is new content." It's a little frightening.
Yeah, it's a little frightening, and that's why I don't want to jump to a conclusion too quickly, because this could just be a UI glitch or something, or like, yeah, we got to update all of these Gnawing Hungers to go to this power level or whatever. Don't panic. So, but I do want clarification from Bungie on that. If not, then I do have genuine concerns about weapon sunsetting.
Right. Which, I mean, I was saying before, they're just going to take our old guns and they're going to sell it to us again. I mean,
yeah.
the season kind of shows that. But
I think this can lead into the DCV, this conversation.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the DCV. So, first of all,
bring up your side first. So,
yeah. So if you, for any reason, have anything to do on the current these places, let me pull the list up right quick.
It's Mercury, Io, Mars, Titan, and anything having to do with the Leviathan.
Mm-hmm. So, if you have you want any of the classic EP weapons, you want, well, no, they're gonna take the any weapons that are or exotic weapons that are related to these destinations. They're gonna put out another way to grind for those. Who knows how annoying that's gonna be? Or maybe it's gonna be easy.
Any exotics tied to it will be put in a different quest format.
Yeah.
Similar to probably how Le Monarch and Jotun were formatted.
Yeah. Which, alright, that's cool. If you have any weapons or things that you want to do, for example, I want my my emblem to be completed. If you get all 40 sleeper nodes plus 1, you get a special emblem. And I want that emblem. I've been grinding for it for going on 2 years now, because Bungie's made it where you can't what is it? There's no lockout, basically. You can get the same sleeper node 10 times in a row. So I've been grinding for that for a while, and now I have a time limit. I've got to get it done in 99 days now, before they take Mars off the map. Any Leviathan gear, I mean, it'll be sunset, but if you want it for collections, get it now. Let's see, any year 1 weapons that are rewarded from quests on the planets, get them now. You know, all that. I don't really agree with taking them off, because as Luke Smith said, he wants to turn this game into an MMO, which, you know, we're on the 10-year leap forward right now, and it really fucking sucks, because killing off parts of the game. Who knows, maybe the end product will be good. He wants it to be an MMO, and the reasoning behind taking these pieces of content out of the game is to make space, which every MMO I've ever played is going on 200 to 300 gigabytes. But
I don't think it's the when it comes to the space thing, I think it's all because of their engine. Their engine they are running on is old.
Maybe.
Hey, it's from. I mean,
I know it's from Halo Reach.
Yeah, it's the Halo Reach. It's just old. I don't know why they didn't go for an updated one when they were launching D2. I really don't.
No.
But it's because of the technical limitations on the engine that they can't be like, all right, we're just gonna make the game like 200 gigabytes, like Elder Scrolls.
Right.
Elder Scrolls is what, 250?
400.
Something like that. 400. Oh my goodness, it's been a while.
Yeah. So let me take that for a second. So there's a MMO that I play called DCUO, I played. Used to play all the time. They kind of fucking ruined the game just like Destiny's doing right now. But that game was from 2012, right? 2012? DCO came out in 2012, yeah. So they've been running the same engine since 2012, and they're going on 260 gigs was the last time I checked.
Is that a PC game? Real
No,
quick, I
that
don't
is
know
a
anything about
PC, PS4, and Xbox game. It was a PS4 launch title, actually.
Really?
It's free to play. Yeah, the game sucks now. It's not even worth playing anymore because they kind of ruined everything. But well, not everything. It's still a good game for the people that want to play that kind of game. But it's not what it used to be. So just the same as the way that Bungie's taking Destiny 2. Or the Destiny community. So, go ahead now.
So, my thoughts on the DCV, I'm actually thinking more positively about this. For example, the fact they're bringing back a treasured D1 raid with lots of hopefully with lots of high tier weapons. Still kind of skeptical on what they're bringing back. We don't know.
Right.
Vault of Glass, fantastic raid. Lots of encounters to give loot. And this is just one of the many raids from D1 that they're looking at bringing back. My theory is, current running theory, for the 2021 expansion, the Witch Queen, they're bringing back Kingsfall.
Maybe.
It just makes sense.
Right.
But, don't know, but it's my just speculation. I feel like there is stuff that needs to be taken out of the game just because we don't use it. When was the last time you went to the Mercury public space just to hang out with your buds?
Never, but I needed to grind the Mercury weapons.
You need to grind those, you get those done.
I don't play with my buds on public spaces.
So I feel like taking things out of the game is the right call on their part. What I don't want them to do is remonetize it. I've already bought it. If you're gonna take it out, you have to bring it back for free.
Right.
The second they bring something back and ask me to pay for it,
I mean, that's what they're doing with Gnawing Hunger. That's what they're doing with Night Watch, Lonesome. You have to pay to use those Umbral Engrams.
Just to clarify, the Night Watch, and all the other weapons that are being confused right now,
free?
they're in the world loot pool, so those are free no matter what.
Oh, okay. You just get the ability to use them with the Umbral Engram. Okay.
Yes. It's just concerning because they're sunsetting my God Rule Gnawing Hunger, which took a while to grind because Reckoning it's something else.
Right.
And they're putting it in something that's easier to grind, which scares me.
Right.
So I just want clarification on that, and I want it soon.
Yeah.
But an item like, if they bring Vault of Glass back, which they said they were, I'm trying to find the dates when they said they were because
I don't think they said the date. I think they just said year 4.
Yeah, but in the stream they said it'll be coming back alongside the Deepstone Crypt, I believe, in that whole area.
Yeah.
So the assumption going around in my head is that it's going to come in the fall. But I watched the Dr. Lupo Q&A today, and Luke Smith said it's coming in year 4, 2021. So I'm just trying to find clarification on that. I just don't see it yet. But I just don't want them to resell it to me. I think the DCB, great idea. It's still there, and if they're reusing assets from D1 and D2, who knows? Leviathan comes back in a couple years, random little weapons.
Right.
Fantastic.
I don't want them to sell it to me. They're gonna do it. I know they will. They're greedy fucks. But that's for another day. It's for another day. If they give it to us for free, good on them. I hope that doesn't take away their ability to actually produce content that they're charging us for, because the more time that it takes them to, make content, per se, oh well, we had to remaster Vault of Glass, so we didn't actually make anything this season. Just like Destiny 1 Trials weapons, we didn't get any ritual weapons. Instead we got revamped Destiny 1 Trials weapons, and they said that took them a while. How did that take them a while? They've already got the assets for it. It's in the same engine. You just gotta slap a new paint job on it and you're done. But
Yeah. And this is going to be something to look out for throughout the year. This isn't going to be something that's solved in a single week. It's going to be a while. We're going to have to wait months to see what they're actually doing.
yeah,
Because you saw the little image I sent in the Discord today, right? With the we're getting 3 raids this year.
yeah, I read about it on the memo thing.
It's the new Deepstone Crypt one, the Vault of Glass remastered, and I'm assuming another probable remaster. So that's 3 raid remasters, which is 200% more than what we got this last year.
And like I said
Right.
last time, I think that was their plan, was underperform and disappoint everybody, and then, you know, it can only go up from here. So fans will be expecting less from us, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they were just working their ass off trying to make, you know, next year be good.
Who
We'll
knows?
see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I'm excited. 3 raids. I mean, I didn't get to play Vault a lot in D1.
That's the
But
one
I
you
know-
played, isn't it? I think so.
I played it once with a different team, and I played it once with you
That's
guys.
right. Yeah, that's what I thought. How did I die
I
from
th-
that? I was like 2 feet off the ground.
I thought it was a great raid. I liked it. It's got
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
enjoyed it.
encounters, a lot of loot. I think 6 pieces of loot,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
including secret chests.
I mean, it was good. It was a good raid. Um, it does worry me that they might just be working on that and then not give us new content. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I said, we gotta wait on that one. That's probably gonna be, we're gonna have to wait a year or 2. Not a year, like a month or 2. See what's going on.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Let's see. What else was on that list?
well, I
The
can bring
list-
up something that I want to talk about.
Yeah, go
This is
ahead.
just a small segment into weapon sunsetting. I just want to, because you were worried about them not being able to create weapons that were strong, that felt strong.
I don't care about weapons that feel strong. I care about replacing all the weapons that they're taking out.
Okay.
Wi- last season we had 6 weapons, 2 of which were behind a paywall. This season we had 6 weapons, 2 of which are behind the paywall. That's
Now we have
not
9
very
weapons, 2 of
reassuring.
which are behind the paywall, 3 are remastered.
What are you talking about?
Akelos weapons.
Oh, right, Achilles weapons.
So
Those
it's
aren't
9,
new weapons.
3.
These are just
We're just talking new. Yeah.
I'm talking new
But-
weapons.
The swords that they put in this season are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I've seen some videos of the Buster Blade one. Oh my goodness. These are legendary. These
Right.
are mimicking Dark Drinker and, you know, I forget the other one. Bolt Caster. Some of like
Yep.
the best swords in the game, and they're legendary.
Right.
These are all fantastic swords. So I'm excited because if they can make weapons like this consistently, then I'm not worried about weapon sunsetting in the sense of them not being able to give stuff. Here, can we go to the tower real quick? I'm gonna turn on a couple powerfuls.
Sorry? Yeah, I'm still worried about them giving us enough content to replace what we're
Yeah.
losing.
That is still on the table, as we have no answer for that. But if the weapons they give us are as cool and as powerful as the level of these swords are, then I think the concern of people saying these weapons don't feel unique is off the table.
Yeah.
But like you said, we still have to worry about, are they going to resell it to us or not? So, hey, I'm
Which-
1024. Look at that.
Which, this season, I'm
Could
just
be.
saying.
You're right. It could be. You're right. I'm worried about the gnawing hunger. You gotta wait for a response from Bungie. Alright.
Speaking of responses from Bungie, let's talk about that interview and how Mr. Fortnite man just just softballed Luke Smith the entire time and still didn't bring up weapon sunsetting. And in their live stream, not a single word about it. They still ignored it.
What
I
they
mean,
what they needed to do All they needed to do was be like, we see your concerns about weapons sunsetting, and very soon we'll be releasing a TWAB article, something.
Yeah,
We're
to
gonna
talk
cover
about it.
everything.
And
It's all you have to say.
still nothing. I mean, people are so angry about it, and they're completely ignoring it. It blows my mind. I mean, once again, like kudos to you guys. I mean, good job. You're still like just deaf to it. Like it's not even happening. I mean,
It's a little concerning. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. They said pay attention to articles, so I'll still be reading TWABs and all that stuff, but we need some answers to some questions before we even get into stuff that came from the reveal.
right. I mean, we might as well talk about
Watching,
the reveal. Um,
I got a few highlights I'd like to list off, but before that, watching the Q&A with Dr. Lupo, I feel like the questions that were asked weren't really ones that the community needed answers to right then and there.
yeah,
I
like I said,
personally,
he
I want to know about weapon sunsetting. I want to be able to tell people, look, you gotta calm down. It's not as bad as they're saying it is and all that, but I just can't because I have no idea.
exactly. Nobody
I,
knows anything, and ugh,
it's it keeps me on edge because I just don't know what to do.
right.
God, arms. I don't need arms. Stop it.
Let's see here. Yeah, so over the new weapons, we've got false promises, hollow words, whispering slab, and falling guillotine. Uh, 6 new weapons, two of which are behind a paywall. Oh, and we have new Iron Banner weapons. That's right.
One's an auto rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what the other one is. So.
Yeah. We finally got some new ones. I mean, awesome. It's about time we got a...
Reprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we haven't had anything from Iron Banner at all. I'll take a reprised. I'll take anything.
Yeah. We need a new set of armor too. New set of
Yeah.
armor too. Tired of the reprised Iron Banner armor. Okay.
Yeah.
Going over some of the Destiny reveal stream positives. One thing that I thought was like fantastic was they're talking about crossplay. The intergenerational crossplay coming up. I find that really cool.
Yeah.
And then full-blown crossplay is what they're working towards in a year, which kudos to them. Destiny is meant to be played as a crossplay game.
Yeah. I don't really care about crossplay, so it's cool, I guess.
That's my third pair of gloves. This game doesn't want me to win.
Yeah, I've gotten 4 auto rifles, by the way. None of them were good rolls. Maybe if I had mixed and matched a couple perks, then they could have been cool, but they all suck. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, crossplay's cool, I guess. I never really cared about it. It ruined Minecraft. I don't like Minecraft anymore, but at least the new version of Minecraft.
Well, I'm thinking strictly on a PvE base, it makes the game easier.
Yeah, it does. It's easier to get people together.
Yeah. PvP, a little concerned there. A little concerned.
Yeah, especially since we were still doing peer-to-peer and not dedicated servers. Luke Smith confirmed in the Fortnite guys interview that we will never be getting dedicated servers. It will always be peer-to-peer. Permanently. So, that's something to look forward to, at least.
I like the fact that if you buy a next-gen console, you don't have to buy what you own for D2.
Yeah. That's nice.
Cool. Yeah. Also, this next big expansion coming out is going to be endgame focused. That's what it looks like. It's not going to be casual focused. It looks like it's going to be more endgame related, which is nice. I appreciate that.
Right.
D2 support till 2022. I think that's kind of cool. And then finally, darkness subclasses. Gonna be an interesting story beat.
Darkness. I thought they were interesting. I guess. Is it actually is it actually darkness, or is it just? I thought it was like.
It's a
stasis
power
or something.
from the darkness. Stasis is a power from the darkness.
Okay.
Because if you watch the reveal stream, the hunter with the dual wield tomahawks is encased in black.
Right.
Like he's got black around him, kind of like the darkness reacts.
So for the subclasses, we've got a warlock has a stick, pretty cool. Hunters have spectral blades, but they're white, and tomahawks.
And they can be thrown. It's just spectral blades, but better.
Yeah. Then we've got the
No clue what Titans is.
apparently the Titans have ice fists. That's what people are saying.
Ice
I
Fist?
didn't see it, so I guess it's gonna be totally fucking lame and underwhelming, because that's exactly what Titans need. Another underwhelming subclass.
On
With
top of
ice
that,
fists.
watching the Dr. Lupo stream, the Light 2.0 that everyone's talking about, where the subclasses get turned into D1 style, right now and in the expansion, it's only going to be happening for the Darkness subclasses first.
Hmm. Great.
Luke Smith said they're experimenting, and that's all he really said. So.
Right. Let's see, what else have we got? We're talking about sunsetting not next week, but the week after that, right?
I have it slated for next week, but we can move it around whenever.
We can talk about it next week. That's fine. So
I was trying to wait for more information, but I don't know if we're gonna get any of that, so we might just have to go at it.
I don't think so. Bungie's been mute on it, so mute and deaf. So I didn't look at the menagerie weapons yet, or the Season of Opulence weapons yet. I know it's definitely more than what we got this season. So let's talk about these 3 seasons that we've had, and the 3 seasons from last year. So the last season, or the first season of this year, not Shadowkeep. What was that? Season of Dawn. Season of Dawn. How many weapons did we get out of Season of Dawn? Do we know?
Let me check. It was quite a few. I'd say
quite a few.
7, 8 new, and a couple were unique.
Yeah. Not exotics. We had Steel Feather Repeater, so we had 1.
I have the thing
Scholars
right
Last
here.
Pass, Patron.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 6. You're right, it's 6.
That's it? Another 6.
Yeah, 6. There's another 6. That
Wow.
probably felt so unique because oh no, it was 6 plus there were rerolls in there from like the prophecy weapons, like the Jack Queen King, Infinite Paths 8. So there are a few other weapons thrown in there that were reprisal weapons.
Right.
Can't name
So
all of them.
we'll say 6. We'll say 6 new weapons and 6 reprisals. Why not? 7 reprisals. We'll give him a bone. Toss him a bone. Season of the Forge. We had 10 new weapons and 10 reprised unique new weapons. So, Bad News XF whatever 45, Tango XF 50 or something. What do we got? Galliard, and everybody fucking loves their Galliard. Stupid broken fucking auto rifle. I like it. I can't talk shit. It's a pretty cool auto rifle. Atlanta. I love my Atlanta. From Season of the Forge. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It's a good weapon. It has good rolls. I love it. Got a PvP roll. They were annoying to grind for, but it was something to do. The Drifter weapons. Season of the Drifter. I hated Season of the Drifter because what's that?
I think each one of them. There's one of each for the Drifter weapons. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we had 10 new weapons for Season of the Drifter. They could be acquired via Gambit Prime, and then there was some that you couldn't acquire Gambit Prime. You had to do Reckoning, but you didn't have to play Gambit Prime to get the weapons. You could farm them in Reckoning. I wasn't a fan of Reckoning, but it's better than the stuff that we've gotten so far. At least it was new-ish. Felt cool. Especially when you got to fight Likeness of Orcs. That was fun. Boss fight's not fun, but it was cool. I didn't look at the menagerie weapons.
Here, I'll take a look real quick.
I didn't get a number on them.
I'm gonna assume 10 here. I'll let you know.
Probably. Not including exotics. I'm not including.
Not including raid weapons either, right?
I'm including raid weapons.
Okay.
I'm not including pinnacles.
13 weapons.
For Menagerie.
Raid, Menagerie, All three unique swords.
Okay, so we'll say 11, because not everybody plays 3 characters, and their swords. I mean, the swords were unique. You had like Shattering Blade. Um, what was the Reflecting Guard or something? The parry that broke a few bosses because you dealt so much damage. Um, so we'll say 11, and then every single season we've had is 6 weapons this year, and no pinnacle weapons. I didn't
We
even
had
include pinnacle
rituals.
weapons.
Rituals for Dawn. We had 3 for Dawn.
Yeah, we had ritual weapons for Dawn.
And the Dawn ones were actually
They were
pretty
alright.
good. Not
They were
the
alright.
well, the Gambit one was good. Buzzard was just a god roll sidearm, and it uses linear fusion rifles because they haven't been buffed in 2-3 years.
They
They've
never,
been
they
buffed
never,
since-
they never will get buffed. Only nerfed. That's about all we got for that. Just we'll transition to the sunsetting next week.
That'll be a longer podcast.
Will be a longer podcast. And I'm already looking forward to it, because if we don't get any news, my side's winning, because we got those Gambit Prime weapons back, but they're not Gambit Prime weapons. They're after their Season of the Arrival weapons, as per the sticker.
They gotta. I want new. If I get news on the sticker, that'll help me a little bit. But it's just in this case, Bungie needs to answer just one question, real quick.
Yeah, they need to acknowledge the anger of sunsetting, because they haven't said shit in. When was that? Was that 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was a 4 or 5 week ago.
Yeah. 4 or 5 weeks of silence. DMG doesn't even post on the forums anymore. He doesn't respond to people. He hasn't responded since the sunsetting collab, except for the Kamikaze Almighty, because he's a freaking soy boy. But that's fine. That's about all we got, honestly. Any closing remarks?
We're not gonna give a rating on season 11 yet. We have no idea what's really happening. It's only the second day. The public event is easier than the worthy one, which I appreciate. Feels a little more Dawn and worthy mixed. They kind of threw the two together and made a DLC. If you're looking for weapons to grind this season, get both the swords. Right now, they're phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Exotic grenade launcher actually melts raid bosses in 1 hit. Pick that up. Other than that, I'm looking forward to the new expansion actually, and got a new raid coming. You got to get prepped for that. That's about it for me.
Well, my closing remarks. I can't wait for my $40, unless of course I get the next season for free. I don't know. We'll see. Bungie keeps giving me free seasons, so I'll keep playing them, I guess. Oh yeah. Make sure, if anybody's even still listening, make sure that you go to your destinations that are getting removed. Anything you got to do, get them done. Pick them up. Get whatever you got to do done. You got to go to Mars, get your sleeper simulant, get your emblems, get your Sparrow, do that, get it done. Leviathan, get the Leviathan weapons.
World Line Zero from Mars.
World Line Zero, get the Catalyst done. Who knows, they're probably never going to touch the Catalyst because they hate World Line. DMG actually made a joke about it on Twitter, about them shadow nerfing it. Apparently the teleport isn't as good as it used to be or something. And people were...
it's not good for speedrunners. The speedrunners are mad.
Yeah.
Like 200 people total are mad. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of annoying. I don't know why they would.
Not really worried about it. I don't think I've ever used World Line Zero legitimately. So.
I used it a couple times. Get on my fucking. You're getting to my shot. Raptor, get the fuck out of there. Trying to get a picture of the Traveler. Hey, get your fucking ass in the way.
Broken, dude. Broken.
Yeah, it's broken.
You're going full darkness.
It's a piece of junk. Oh yeah, our leader's back. For now.
Well, Luke Smith, Shadowkeep is good.
Shadowkeep is good. Ugh. No, it's not. Shadowkeep sucked. I hated
Hopefully
Shadowkeep.
we'll get some. Maybe we'll pull on some other people for the weapon sunsetting. We'll get different perspectives, not just us two, because we've made our views pretty clear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's fine. We've already made our views clear, so we can pull on. We can just make the party private or something and pull in people at random. Ask them, hey, what do you think about weapon sunsetting? 5 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, we can try that out. So.
Yeah. See how this podcast works. All right. That's it, boys.
Right.
It's a good second podcast. Probably not. It's probably definitely gonna suck because we were trying to focus on a public event for the first half of it, but it's fine.
I'll throw some gameplay in there. I don't think they want to see us in orbit all the time. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
If you like the gameplay, let us know. If not, yell at me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll at least respond.
Yeah.
Unlike DMG.
I won't.